Ooh-wee. Yeah, what's up with it, y'all? Yeah, we back. We back. We back. We back. We back with another one. I said it's something. This something I wanted to do for a long time. I'm not gonna hold you. I wanted to do this for a minute. I kind of want to just go sit back and just watch a couple of mushroom experiences from people that I never seen before. I said maybe it'll be fun, because there's a lot of people with small channels out there that have mushroom journeys that really don't get seen. Like this is Brady's brain, Cycle Bin Mushroom Experience, the mantis entity. And it's crazy because as what's up with it, Big Chill? We can open the Discord if you in Discord, Big Chill, because I kind of want to, watch these videos and just, so we can just kind of just chill and talk about them as we go. I passed my exam today. I feel good, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a little time off before I have to take my DMV test. So. And it's crazy, bro. I had to study. I stayed up last night studying until like 12 o'clock. You feel me? But I had to because I'm not going to lie, I failed. And then they gave me another day. So I had to go back and study and come back. And I knew everything the second time. So for this DMV test, I'm about to have to study so I can go on and pass. But all in all, I want to come and I want to just watch some mushroom experience videos, some videos that I haven't watched before. I'm going to just go through and whatever we find. Yeah, thanks, Big Chill. Yeah, it's going to be all good. I'm on my way. But just some videos that we haven't seen before that we can kind of explore and we can watch and, and see some things. So as we watch them, I'ma just kind of just go through them and we can just pick them out and like the person channel, kind of comment on the channel, give them a little comment and different things of that nature. So I'm gonna like the video, go on and like the video. Oh, we should do some oh, my CDL license. Because I'm going to school to drive city buses. So, well, I'm not going to school. I'm in school. I just finished my training course to drive city buses. So, yeah, that part right there. And I just had passed my last test today, and I had to do a skills test, and I kept messing up on my air brake test yesterday. So, I had got it right. Like I said, I studied. I got it right. I passed it. And now I just got to wait until they schedule my DMV test so I can go do my final test so I can get my license. And then, everything will be all good. I keep saying, bro, get in the trade right now. Don't wait till you get older to jump into a trade or something like that. You feel me? Them little jobs be cool, but jump into a trade because then it's going to make it better for you, better for your family. And all in all, but like I was saying, we're going to get into some of these videos. I'm kind of tipsy right now because I said I passed my test. I said I might as well go on and have me a drink and come and chill. So for the next week, probably until next week, until they schedule my test, they said about the middle of next week, I'm going to be going live every day, 2 times a day probably. I don't know. But no, for reals, that's what I'm going to do next time. Next time, we're going to do DMT experiences to where we're going to go and find a lot of smaller channels that had DMT experiences because I think the bigger channels, I think they be putting too much on their experience because they, the way they try to word things, they try to word it for YouTube purposes in order so they can get a lot of views. When I just want to see somebody's experience and let them explain it and talk about it. And then, I can relate, I can chop it up, we can talk about it. So we're going to get into this, guys. It's high dose. He said high dose, 4 grams. And he's talking about seeing the mantis entities, which I know a couple of people out there have seen the mantis entities because I have several times, bro. I remember it was thousands of them. And I haven't watched none of these videos yet. So I'm just saying, I'm watching them for the first time with everybody here. So we're going to just jump into the video because if not, I'm going to just be talking. I'm going to be rambling. So let's jump into the video. Let's hear what he has to say. If I see you comment, I will stop it in order so I can read that comment because it's going to be pertaining to the video. So let's go on and just jump into the video.
It was about 2 months ago now, and it was a relatively high dose, just over 4 dried grams of Psilocybe cubensis. And it was quite interesting, to say the least.
See if I can turn it up
I'd like to just preface this video and say that I don't recommend anyone take psilocybin-containing mushrooms. I think that there are definitely risks involved, and it's just
I'll talk about it a little bit more
later in the video, but it's no light decision.
A lot of
risk.
risk.
I definitely don't recommend, and I'm not endorsing that anyone do that.
I'm not endorsing it
for educational purposes, and just
that's what every video is for, bro.
Explain what I experienced in particular, and my subjective take on a profound psychedelic journey. Yeah, so the set and setting, which obviously I think is pretty critically important. What I've found now,
it's crazy, right? Because the one thing, like, it's a mind game with psychedelics. And if your mind is not in the right place, I think that's the setting. Because I learned over time, like, I can do psychedelics anywhere. It doesn't matter. It don't matter what mind space I'm even in. Like, I didn't have close family relatives that passed that I grew up with my whole life that I lost, and I turned around and I smoked DMT. Or I turned around and I did mushrooms. And it helped me, you know, like one time I cried. Man, I was crying loud. I was crying I was crying loud, bro. And I found that setting really goes with your mind state. You got to be in the right state of mind. I think that's why they do what they do when they, do I call it the pillow method, where they make it all comfortable for you and, have pillows everywhere so you can lay down and you can be comfortable to help you get you in that right mind state. So before you dive in, and over time, I got past all of that. To where I didn't need all those things. It didn't matter what state I was in, where I was at, what I was doing. I could dive in, and I'm not going to say I had full control, but I knew how to let go. So it didn't matter where I was, which the best place was always my house.
I'm 25 years of age.
25?
I started experimenting with psychedelics when I was about, 16 or something. Too young.
But my bad, Brady, I'm going to let you talk.
And that was with LSD and things like that. And throughout the course of my experimentation with them, which through certain periods has been quite heavy and through other periods has been years of abstinence, I found the setting that works best for me, for how I like to use them and how I think they have an overall net positive impact on a life. Well, that's kind of hard to say, but in general, I think that they're a useful tool in setting.
Hold on, I can't share the Discord for ones that want to come into Discord. Big Chill, can you still watch it on YouTube as you hear in Discord? Or do I need to share it in Discord also?
I'm watching on my other device still. I mean, it's up to you if you want to share in the Discord. It's your call.
Well, let me see, because it shouldn't take too much on the computer. Oh, okay, yeah, I can do it.
You mute my other device and just watch the chat.
Man, that's the wrong one. Okay, yeah, I'm going to share it in the Discord also. I can do it. Okay, yeah, there it is. Yeah, we're going over magic mushroom videos right now. Wow, man. Welcome anybody else that's in here. We're going to finish it. We're going to get right back into it.
Things that are solitude,
mushroom magic.
The ideal setting for me at this point in my life,
I'm sharing it in the Discord,
is having a psychedelically experienced sitter nearby or in a separate room, and they're available for support if necessary. They're not integrated into the journey. They don't probe or question or protrude or intrude. But
man, that's crazy, because he talking about a sitter, bro. Though you couldn't have my girl as no sitter. You feel me at all? Because if it get ugly, she gonna be like, you know what you did before you went up in there. She gonna just let you leave you hanging. Nah, but no, she was like, nah. That I think that was my sitter myself because I made her my sitter. You know, I didn't ask her to be my sitter, but I know many times I let her know that I was diving in. So if something go wrong, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I'm on mushrooms. I'm just saying, but it never got crazy like that. But I think I've never needed a sitter. It's like over time I turned into my own shaman as I went because I you know, I learned how to travel. I got used to traveling. Like, wow, man, I got used to traveling and I learned how to handle it myself to where a lot of times I would like to be by myself when I travel.
They are there and available and emotionally available to be present with you if need be. Because sometimes you can definitely hit rough and difficult spots throughout these journeys where you do need someone who is preferably psychedelic experienced, and not psychedelics naive. And I think that is the ideal setting where no one else is going to bother you and you have support there if you need it and you're in a safe setting, obviously. And I only recommend compounds where you know exactly what they are. If that's like a forage fungus, that whether you've had it professionally identified, and if it's any other chemical, you've tested it with the relevant drug testing kits. So on this particular experience, just over 4 grams of psilocybe cubensis ingested. Lay down, wait quietly.
Who tested mushrooms,
And,
man? I've never tested my
normally about
mushrooms. I'm just saying.
25 minutes,
Me
I
neither.
start to feel it. I start to feel
Yes,
it
I
as kind of
did.
a peculiar mental drifting.
I
And
tested with
then I
myself.
experience
Yeah, hold on, I gotta turn you down, son.
kind of like a feeling like you're traveling through a tunnel, like you're starting to get some kind of momentum behind closed eyes. And also what I've come to know as the tryptamine buzz, which is a vibration, feels like a rising in energy all throughout the body.
That's the one thing I never hear people talk about. Is that right there, the tryptamine buzz, to where like you start to feel in that buzzing system, that buzzing sensation, and you feel it rising. Like my whole body will be buzzing. It's almost like, bro, it had me thinking about vibration. Cause once my body started buzzing, it almost seemed like I can push my hand through walls or something. Like that's just what it feels like. I'm not saying I could probably do that or you probably should try to do that. I'm just saying that's what I be feeling like. And I'll get buzzing so fast, like in the backyard, I done got it to where it started so fast to where I can actually see through my gate. And I can see on the other side of my gate and see through the house, like, which was like the weirdest thing.
Body. You can sometimes physically hear it, but it's more of a tactile,
I knew it.
and it raises. And as it gets to its peak, there's a subjective sense and experience of one leaving one's body. And that's definitely what I encountered this time. So, 25, 35, 40 minutes, 45 minutes normally for me, and I'm pretty well there. And around about that time for me, the buzzing came up, and then all of a sudden, just
Therapy, huh?
complete quiet. I dropped into a space. I didn't so much feel like I
Yeah,
moved out of my body this time as it just.
Yeah, he said, I know that sensation. You speaking of, yeah, it's a weird feeling, but it's so dope, bro. It's like so that feeling is so dope, and it gets so fast, and it get like, bro, it's like it's almost like I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like he said, like you're going in, like it's almost pushing you out of your body or something like that. But it's like one of the best feelings. It's one of the best feelings, but it's still weird at the same time.
I moved into a separate way of experiencing the world that was disconnected from my body, and I noticed that by sometimes
Yeah. It's wild because after you start to adapt to that feeling, that buzzing right there, you'll start to get it in certain things that you do throughout the day. Like certain things certain people will say to you, or certain things will happen, you'll get that same sensation. And it'll almost like push you into the deja vu or something like that. It's like the weirdest thing, bro.
The sounds of the outside world die away. I've experienced that before with ayahuasca and things like that, where it's like
You did
the heartbeat, the
ayahuasca?
humdrum, the creak and the clunks of kind of mundane existence. Just, and sometimes, yeah, as I said, sometimes you travel out with that, but this time it was
I'm gonna
just
have
like
to
a
switch
splitting
these
apart a little bit.
so I can see
And
the
this is where it
chat.
starts to get crazy. And obviously, if you've not dabbled with high dose psychedelics, this is going to sound like nonsense to you, and I completely understand. It would sound like nonsense to me.
It's
had I
not.
experienced
It's
it
not
directly.
though.
So, as soon as that happened,
It's far from
there was
nonsense.
an entity there, right there on me from the start. Seemed like it was like a mantis is the only word that I can really describe. Like an insectoid. It didn't have its whatever you call those. It wasn't wielding nose at me, but it was just its head right up, almost nose to nose with me. Not that it had the same sort of nose, but face right there. And it was a strange kind of greeting. It was like what you'd expect if in a peculiar circumstance in real life, like a surprise party, or someone shows up in a place where you wouldn't normally expect them, and they kind of try to calm you down really quick, like, hey, oh, sorry, shh, it's all right.
Yeah, that is true. The more the more insane the buzz, the further you go, the further out you get pushed. Hey, why do we always say this though? We always say, we don't want to explain what we seen or what happened because we think a lot of people not gonna understand. So we be like, well, I want to say it, and just think how many times that happened. It happened probably so often that a lot of people don't want to even explain their experience. Because I had a lot of people do that to me. What's up with it, Christos? I had a lot of people do that to me to where they didn't want to tell me their experience until like later because they didn't think I was going to understand it. It was like, nah, I'm not telling nobody this because that wasn't supposed to happen. And it's like, nah, it all is supposed to happen. The bus station feels like channel tuning in like a radio station. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's all right, just listen, hear me out. And it was kind of like that, and it was this mantis entity that was right there, nose to nose with me, and it was just telepathically, of course. As I mentioned, it gets weirder and weirder from here on out. Telepathically, it communicated that you're okay, I'm right here, don't be alarmed, but I am here with you, and it's going to be all right, but I'm here, don't freak out on me. And it was just like incredibly strange. It was a feminine feeling insectoid entity, mantis type entity, and it was very loving and nurturing. I very much felt like it cared for me deeply in so much as an interdimensional mantis can. But
that's wild because from a lot of these entities that you meet on psychedelics, a lot of times that's what it feel like. Like they're trying to help you in some way. Like, and I'm going, how would they even know which way to even help us? You feel me? But when I didn't get no feeling like they were trying to help me, or I didn't get no feelings like that. And the mantis entities I seen, they didn't speak to me at all. Like, it was like almost like I was just the observer in what they were doing.
It was right there, and it was right on me. And, as I said, this is a couple of months ago, so some details are a little bit hazy, so bear with me here. And each time,
you too.
It's with psychedelics, it definitely does drop away in a dreamlike way, as in it's only the most intense right there, and then as soon as you're out of that and you're trying to recollect it, and it just falls through your fingers. I think it was Terence McKenna who said it falls through your fingers like gold dust or something.
Dissipates.
And as soon as your feet hit the floor, it has that dream-like quality to it.
Hey, that's true. Because soon as you try to grasp it and explain it to yourself, because like it's like the weirdest thing. Like I had experiences to where it was like I was shown the meaning of life. I'm looking at it and I'm clearly going, oh wow, I've been knowing this already. And then soon as I try to explain it, it fades away. It's like it's gone, and I'm like going, what the hell? Like how did I How did I not remember that? Like, it was the meaning of life. It was the explanation to it all. It was like how everything started. And then it just fades away. And I can't remember it no more because it's kind of weird because it seems like this is what our minds do anyway. Like when we grab ideas or we come up with ideas and ideas go through our mind, they jump from idea to idea, from thought to thought to thought to thought, and they kind of keep going.
Definitely experienced that as well.
Oh, what's up, Savvy?
The mantis entity was there. It kind of tried to calm me down and subdue me a little bit. And then it just unfolds on you like this kind of presence. It's like a jellyfish or like a sheet. It's like you're here laying down and it like settles in all around you.
Yeah.
It almost feels like a love-making sort of ritual. The way that, because there's entities in there, but there's an overall presence, and it feels like a mind or an intelligence that's like a jellyfish, tendril, like a. I get on one particular trip, I had the mental image of like a clownfish and an anemone, like it's a symbiosis almost, but it's almost like a coitus, like a sexual type of union, and then like a symbiosis is being rediscovered or discovered or initiated, and that kind of settles in around you. And then there's just visions that are just indescribable with language, just complex, throbbing, vibrant, kind of orgasmic psychedelic patterns. There's often an erotic or a sexual undertone for me at certain stages throughout that. Like I felt like that was being offered almost at certain.
That's weird because I heard people saying that. Like Trip a long time ago, like he said something like that. Like almost like he walked into an orgy or something or some weird stuff. And he was like, what the hell? It was like S&M, he said. And I've never had that. I've never had that. So that is kind of weird.
Stages throughout this. It's a very erotic, deep, intimate kind of thing, a high dose psychedelic experience when you really give yourself over to it. And as I was in Silent Darkness, and it just settled in around me, and the incredibly complex visions just very much feels like you contact God, you know, just like a very deep and profound sense of connection, and just I was in a little bit of a dark psychological state before I took them. I kind of almost use them now as somewhat of a medicinal kind of
That's just
a way to reset my psychological organization and get out of the rigid. I'm very prone to rigid, obsessive type thinking and very intellectualized.
Christos, that was crazy. But like this is what I do. Like when I get in those bad states, that's what I use the psychedelics, you know, to pull me out of it or to go deeper into it so I come all the way out of it.
Fixed in the mind, and I can miss a lot of the richness and a lot of the beauty of reality because of that. And I like to take them as a reset on that. And just throughout this experience, you know, I'm just uttering things to myself like it's so sacred to be, and I'm so grateful just to be alive and to be able to experience.
No,
and
it was trip.
Just to be
it was
here,
trip thorough.
just to be something, you know, just not caught in the mind at all, very deeply rooted in the present moment. And this is now what I think the main utility of the psychedelic experience is. It's
that was crazy.
There's been studies, you know. I'll link a lot of
Christos.
information below in terms of the Roland Griffiths, the John Hopkins, the Robin Carhart Harris. This kind of body of, this is how I think is the correct way to interpret the psychedelic experience. The Entropic Brain, the paper by Robin Carhart Harris, is super interesting, and I think is very relevant in a lot of ways. And
all this he said, sexual undertones. Well, I say this. I do feel the medicine more through all parts of my body, but doesn't feel sexual. Definitely feel activated. Hey, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never felt that, but I have, you know, I'll talk about that another time. You feel me? But I never felt that before.
it's this powering down of the default mode network. The default mode network is kind of psychologically how you experience and interpret your sense of self, and you filter the world through that sense of self. You know what I mean? Like, for me personally, it's like, what is Brady doing today, and what have I done, and where have I come from, and where will I go? And if you look at most of your cognitive activity, it is, you know, the default mode network, which is responsible for kind of psychological time travel. You know what I mean? It's projecting into the past, into the future, and rumination and self-referential. What did I do, and what will I do, and what did I eat, and where am I going, and how did he say that to me? And this self-referential type of thinking is largely useless, I think. And by someone like me, and from my perspective, it's experienced as a massive detriment to overall well-being. Like, I just want to be present in the moment. You know what I mean? The fact is that...
And it's wild because that's what you find yourself. You see yourself doing. Like, why did you say that to me? Who am I? What am I? Where am I? I should be here. I should be doing this. And that be your full life right there.
As much as I can. Because we're all going to die. And you have this limited slice of experience here on Earth. And if you spend that projected into past, or projected into, and fractured your attention, fractured into futures that might not exist and probably won't exist, and potential sources of suffering, and it really, I think, takes away from the quality of your life and the richness of your life. And I think that, you know, all we have is what's happening now. And, you know,
and a lot of people don't want to accept that all we have is what's happening now. I was talking to somebody about that today, and I said, dang, that's what I've been experiencing lately, is the now. Like, I've been living in the now, like right now. But no, what's up with it, Charles? And he said, does anyone see the Milky Way floating over their head? I've experienced that a couple of times. Hey, I didn't see it floating over my head, but one time I had my phone, and my phone was like, it was in front of me, and I'm tripping hard, right? I wanted to pick my phone up to call somebody, and when I looked at my phone, it was the star constellation popping out my phone, bro. It was hella trippy. Like, my phone laying flat like this, and the star constellation was popping out my phone, and it was just spinning around like this. It was just spinning, and I'm like, how? I just kind of just sat there and just kind of observed it.
Very cliche and very easy to say.
Oh, you're talking about the tetrahydrocalon?
Yeah, the tetrahydrocalon. It was like, bro, I had to call. I think I called Rob, and I was telling him about it. Like, bro, my phone is tripping. It's shooting. It was little sparkles coming out of it, shooting off the side, and then it's like this constellation popping up out of it, and it was just spinning, and I'm just looking like, oh my god,
bro! I swear there'll be like a quasi-fractal draculon just pops up. It's like 3 circus wheels attached to each other with 15 spinny. Nah, just while I'm falling asleep at night, or on a trip, or just off some Mary even.
Yeah,
just be so relaxed at night, in between the brainwave states, in the flow state. All of a sudden, you're like in the hydrocalon. Someone said something, you suck through 58 portals
straight through it.
What'd you say, bro?
Yeah, and that's the part that get me, Theo. Like, after diving in so much, it's like little things, it's little sentences will activate that thing. It'll either activate the buzzing, it'll activate your deja vu sense of feeling, and it'll activate these different feelings. And it's like, whoa, like, bro, come on now. Stop playing. I don't know who that guy is. That
I've been on, and a lot of people are on, and I feel like the psychedelics definitely facilitate expansion in that regard, because they force awareness onto you, you know, and like the work that's been done with their incredible efficacy to modulate and destroy addictive patterns of behavior and things like that. This is all mediated, I think, through an increase in awareness, and they make you blindingly aware of things. And when you're in an addictive pattern, that's your awareness is contracted. You know what I mean? You're just like, I need these drugs to get through the day, or I need this substance or this situation or this behavior. to get through, and you've got a contracted awareness. Psychedelics make you much, much more aware. You know, they used to call them consciousness-expanding drugs, and I think this is the main mechanism.
We having
once you blast it out from underneath that rock of your addictive pattern or whatever it was, you can't go back in the same way, and that's how I.
You can never go back. But yeah, he said, yeah, I'll be having that having the conversation, and I feel that buzz in my cheekbone. Hey, I think that's why I stopped listening to a lot of different videos, because it'll just keep that feeling just kind of going and going and going and going. Milky Way over the head, I have not, but the Milky Way going through my body, yes. Dang, that's crazy. Through the body. Snap,
I've experienced them
pop,
throughout
like
my
Ozo
substance
said.
and behavioral addictions throughout life, which there have been many, you know what I mean? And I've experienced it as an inability to go back and hide in those patterns of behavior or those substances or whatever it is in the same way, which for a net and the interaction, like the net gain for a life is massive, but in the short term it can be experienced as incredibly unpleasant. And I think that in the periods, the short-term periods following a profound psychedelic experience, you can often get thought patterns of like, man, I wish I didn't do that, and it can almost exacerbate psychological issues. And I think this underlies the same mechanism behind schizophrenia and other psychological issues. Like, I could definitely see it erodes away your coping mechanisms, because if you look at fundamentally what a coping mechanism is it's a way of remaining unaware. You know, it's a way of.
Hey, that's so true what he was saying, because like I almost like like you be traumatized sometimes. Like in the beginning, before you reach understanding, you be traumatized, bro. Like you will not. That's why you can't never forget your psychedelic experience. You can forget what you ate for dinner last night, but a lot of your psychedelic experience, they stuck on you. They stuck. And like, I think it's a good trauma in ways, if you ask me.
Remaining.
Yeah, like whether it's a good or bad, it's like it's such a strong trauma.
Yeah.
'Cause it's such like a dangerous, exciting feeling. So it's so bright. It's such a bright memory.
Yeah, and it sticks.
But definitely there's times where I'm going through a certain psychosis, especially in tune with some type of esoteric teachings or books and shit. And I'm like going through some real, but it's not really that bad, but it is. You look
but
back,
it is.
Oh man, and not only was I far out, but I was on the edge.
Oh, hey,
like, you never know. I'm glad I made it through some of them.
Okay, love you.
Especially when I started to get the flashbacks and everyone told you about like tinnitus and shit. You're just sitting there, the walls moving, your grandma's talking to you. You're taking psychedelics for a month. Like, this is over with.
Hey, sometimes you
need fractals every night. My dreams as a DMT trip.
You damn near lose your the first when you think about when I think about my first experiences, bro, I was scared as shit. I'm not going, but it's something weird because I kept going back.
You know what it was though? You know what's weird, true, is I was so rattled and permafried off the Lucy and the DMT and shit, and then, or just the mushrooms and the Lucy at first, but then once I lost it one day, I swear one day it settled down, and it was a good thing, but I was like, fuck. I was like, that's the only source of fractals I'm getting right now. I was like mystified way out there for free. So then I was like, all right, I got to dose up. Like over the days and weeks and months, I think like a year went by, and I was like, I want to try DMT right now. And then like right after that is when I did a trip and came into this room.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me, Theo. It's just
like that fear that came up.
It's just real life, bro, because you have these fears in life that you go through and you hold on to these fears. It's the same thing to me. Like when you going through life, you have these different things that you scared of. Like you might have jumped in the pool, damn near drowned, and then said, I'm not swimming in swimming pools no more. So when you take psychedelics and you have one of them scary experiences, you go, I'm not taking that much no more. Oh, I'm not doing that again. It's like almost the same thing,
because
but
it's
it takes
subconscious. At first, you don't know. Like at first, you're like, well, what if I get scared of this? And you're thinking all the what ifs. It's creating it.
Oh yeah,
It's
Theo.
like at first
That's
you
Theo.
don't know.
He said, Christo said, man, this whole community just dropped so many gems. I forgot brother's name. Oh yeah, his name is Theo. Yeah, the Blue Flame. Not tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm off for a little bit. Yeah, I'll wake you up. But
Woken up at like 6:50. Then when it hit 7 o'clock, mom be talking about, oh, you didn't get dressed for like 45 hours.
Reality in a way that's not maybe true to reality, but helps you function in a specific way. And these are sometimes useful for us, you know,
set
like
the
say if
alarm and wake you up.
someone has schizophrenic kind of psychological propensities and genetic potentials, and if they've found a way of boxing reality in a way that they can function within it, and not, you know, if in this society they'd need to be hospitalized or excluded or you know, or made peripheral in some profound way, if they found a way of boxing that in so that they can function in the world and maybe have a job and a partner and things like that, that may be something that you don't want to fuck with, you know what I mean, until we have.
But that's weird, bro, because sometimes, man, you'll dive in, you'll be schizophrenic for about 2 hours. I done did that many a times. You feel me? I don't know. It was like almost like schizophrenia was like a state of mind or something. And it's like, okay, I experienced it. I was there, but I made it out of it. I don't even know how. I'm not crazy right now.
Until such a time that we have better resources or capabilities
bro, you
of
go
dealing
into
with
that
that.
schizophrenia,
You know, so
like, I think
and
it
you know,
really
with
does change
profound
when
mood
you're in the
disorders and
trip.
things like that, I think I might have a bit of mood disorder going on.
Once
But
you admit, you're
nothing
like, all right,
that is
I'm
experienced
fried.
as kind of profound.
Okay, say it again, Theo.
I said once, I think it gets to that point, or for me, and I've heard this from many others, where you reach that point, you're just like, I'm so fried. You're struggling. Like the deepest part of that trip is struggling with, oh no, I'm never going to be the same. Now I'm fried. But then once you turn that corner of, I guess my family can visit me in the hospital if they want, fuck it. I'm like, who cares anymore? It's fine. I'm like, let's just enjoy it. And then I just like get through that little
It's all about the breakthrough.
He said it's all about the breakthrough. Hey, I was so fucked up one time. I just knew I had died. I said, yeah, I'm dead. I said, okay, at least I ain't gotta wipe my ass when I'm dead. If I shit on myself, somebody gonna have to clean it up. I knew I was dead on the couch, bro. I said, I'm gone. I'm out of there. But I was okay with it though. It's like after a while, I just accepted it. I just accepted it and said, fuck it. And then the times I went crazy, I just let my mind go crazy. Yeah. Like I heard all these different voices in my mind, and it was like I was spooked, bro. I was like looking all around because I'm hearing these voices making all kind of noises, going, making all kind of noises. Like I'm talking about like 20 different voices at one time making weird noises, like trying to spook me.
Even.
Yeah. And then it's crazy because once I like gave into it, I seen myself, my face popping in, making each noise. And I'm going, what the fuck? I'm like, you know, looking at it like, why, bro, why are you playing with yourself like that? It was just me. You feel me? Like it was just me, and it was like the weirdest thing, brother. I was spooked at first.
And an acute mania, you know, some people that
know,
have, you know,
I swear,
bipolar.
I kind of had that experience.
I paused it.
I remember thinking that was me, like knowing, because I can hear that, you know, when you say a voice in your head to do an impression, if you just think of an impression, it's like still in your voice in a way.
Yeah, but.
And I heard, like, one time I heard thousands of them. I think it was because I left this mushroom cake. It got all moldy. I had to move houses back in Cali. And I think the mushrooms got moldy. So I took what was left of them. They're like, fuck you. They're saying some crazy ass stuff.
It was a part of, man, bro. It was like, because we had so many experiences still. That shit be, sometimes it be way far out. It be far fetched. I see why people don't be wanting to talk about it. Because I'm
out
telling
there
you, I
in
was
the
losing
woods,
my
like
mind.
rolling my eyes up to the upper right. I'm like, if I just get my right eye to the upper right and my left eye down into the left just a little bit, and then I can start tuning into this one reality. But I'm not really thinking that. I'm thinking like 50,000 things. Just in a vision.
What about the
Under a
times?
cedar tree.
Hey, what about the times where you feel like you was stuck? He said, "What's interesting is high dosage trips. Quiet the voice in my head. Oh dang, that's crazy because it never do that to me.
Yeah,
like it took my
gets
whole
past
voice in
that.
my head away. Like to where when I'm tripping, I can hear the voice again. But now I can't hear that. I ain't been able to hear my voice in my head in fucking 5 years. 5 years. It took that a long time ago.
Yeah. I'll get to that clear state of like no voice, nothing, like no thoughts about anything. Especially riding the bike later on in the trip.
Yeah. I don't have that voice no more. I remember I used to make up Bugs Bunny voice and different voices in my head and sound like those people. I can't do it anymore. And remember, I was asking Kalindi that. I said, why the mushrooms take the voice away in my head? I can't hear myself think no more. And it's like it made sense after a while when I started tripping because I wasn't having that chatterbox mind, that mind going saying all these different things.
Way of thinking.
Yeah,
like you're able to use visions and like symbols and stuff that can speak to you better.
Yeah, it's like I just know what I'm saying. I can't hear myself, but I just know what I'm saying. So I don't have to I can't think about what I'm going to say before I say it. I just be saying the shit. That's why sometimes I just shit be hard. And people tell me that and I be like, bro, you tripping. But it's like, that's really how it is. Like I just say it. I can't think about it no more. That shit is over. Living in the now, I think.
Spectrum there somewhere.
Yeah.
If you get acute periods of mania, psychedelics would be something that I'd definitely probably say stay away from because they can precipitate all of that coming forth and you being made acutely aware of and maybe even potentially instigating your next manic episode might happen now and you might be so blindingly aware of it that it might be the worst one you've ever experienced. And, that's when you get sometimes people with those kind of mood disorders who, jump off things and think that they can fly and things like that. So they're definitely a very, very powerful and unique tool for dramatically increasing awareness. But
do y'all get like that to where you let the psychedelics like control your body in the sense to where it make your body do things like like as you in the experience and you having all these visuals and your body follow your mind actually? Well, I seen you do it before, 7. When you let when you let the gestures control your body and have you doing all that.
That shit was crazy, right, bro? I was thinking about that the other day. And it just goes away. They're just gone, like if they weren't even there to begin with.
Yeah, but they had you doing all these crazy moves, making all these faces, like.
Yeah, bro. Like, that shit's so wild, bro. Like, right now, thinking of it, like my brain, it's like I can hear them going, "Shh, don't laugh."
Yeah. that is, hey, but it's crazy, right? Because from me watching you do that, it gave me a better interpretation of the gestures. Like it gave me a better interpretation, even when I was dealing with them or when I seen them. Like it was easier to handle because you started to see that. I don't know what aspect of you the gestures would be.
That's why I got the nobody tattoo, bro. Because I'm the king of them motherfuckers.
That shit is funny though. That's just hilarious. Oh, okay. Back to the video. Oh, my bad, y'all.
Someone like me, I want that.
I was
because
doing the snake. Oh yeah.
The other side of the
Yeah, you like doing the snake. You'll get to doing Tai Chi and different stuff like that. But if you go back, like I'm gonna have to go back and find those videos, 7, where you were doing where the gestures had you moving once you smoked the DMT. I'm gonna have to go find those videos, y'all. I'll be posting them soon. I'll find them because every time we talk about something, I go back and I look through the videos and I run across it for some reason. So I'm going to find them and you going to see what we talking about. It was the trippiest thing. Hey, I ain't going to lie. Them was the good old days, right? Because we'll be live. Them was the good old days because we'll be live and somebody either pop in and be tripping or somebody will pop in and be smoking DMT on the live.
Exactly,
like,
bro. Like I was talking about that today at work with somebody, bro. I was like, wow, man, I used to go in there and do this shit like on the lives. And like the other day, I met someone that I mentioned that too, and I was thinking about it, and I realized the same shit. I was like, those were the good old days when we were on the Zoom calls like for 24 hours straight.
Yeah. Yeah, and we come in, you'll do DMT, then somebody else do DMT, then I do DMT, everybody do DMT, and then we'll be talking about it. Everybody have a different experience and shit. Them was the days. But they not over. They still here. They still here.
Exactly.
Of the scale there is me being so contracted and caught up in my own ruminations and my own intellect that I can poison the world. You know what I mean? And really miss the forest for the trees. And really spend so much time in those psychological trees in my life that I miss the point and think about myself too much when it's not about me. You know, it's about the way that you interact and your interactions and the way that you fit within the larger community or society.
That's weird because I was saying that a long time ago is like how like within our life we'll get caught up in certain things. I think it's just meant to be like that. Like Theo will get caught up and he'll be playing the guitar and that'll be his thing. And then 7 will get caught up. He'll be a whale watcher to where he'd tell us all about the whales. Theo telling us all about guitars. I'm telling you all about plants. You feel me? And each one of us will get caught up in these certain things because once we do, it's like we almost become that thing. Like Theo turned into a guitar. Like, I'm just saying. Like, he learned how to play the guitar and fucking mastered it hella fast. And this is just what we do, depending on what we like to do. And like, so we'll attach ourselves to things.
Yeah, bro, man. That's why I say I'm like, man, I'm always in love, bro. If somebody has open arms and shit, like I'm gonna stick to them like bubblegum, bro. Like I'm just like that's why I be telling girls like I'm sorry, bro, if I fall in love with you. It's not
because
I'm like you.
And it's wild because you know you begin to love life and everything about it. And everything about it. So everybody you come in contact with, you share that little bit of love with them. You share it with everybody, but like not. I'm just saying you share that love with everybody. You share that smile, that happiness with everybody. Like, hey, look, you can be this too. And they be like,
bro.
no.
I used to get mad at the fact that people didn't want to be like that too, and then nowadays I just hit them with the "May God bless your heart" type shit. Like I don't even try to force it because I'm just like everyone gets their own way, you know.
Yeah. I started learning that you have to relatively speak to people in the way that they are.
Exactly.
In what their belief is. That's the way I got to talk to you. If you believe in Jesus, I got to speak to you in the Jesus nature. If you believe in Allah, I got to speak to you in that nature. If you a basketball player, I can't come to you and talk football. I got to talk basketball with you. I hate to say it because if I talk football, you're gonna be sitting there looking at me like I don't know nothing about football. I don't even like football. I like dribbling.
Bruh.
That's just how it is, bro.
Yeah, and like,
So,
man, I always.
Go ahead.
All right, I always say like, when I can see somebody like for who they are, it's like I know how to, like you said, I know how to address them and stuff. Like, as being that king of the jesters, you feel me? And I always like talk about fashion and how we fashion ourselves as people. It's like if I have my true self, which I know, and then this person only talks to people that wear black boots and stuff. It's like I'm gonna throw on the black boots and talk to this person because they're gonna pay attention that we got the same shoes on, type shit.
Exactly.
Exactly. But then some people lose sight of me for like who I am. So if I walk up to you and I'm like, yeah, what's up? And like I'm already wearing those black boots, and then someone else sees me and it's like I have to change a shirt real quick and talk to this person and go back to that one person. I get lost in who I am, you feel me? Because I jump around so many times, but you got to keep track of what my
it's like
clothing is.
And then it's like, if you want to be yourself, it's like, well, it's obviously we're comfortable to be authentically ourselves, but then to be around an orange, like, do I want to be a clone of an orange shirt person with a bunch of other people that look like me? Or like, but have black boots. It's
that's
like a ripple force. We do have a uniform.
That's the thing though. That's the thing, right? I look at it like, you know, if you speak Spanish and I speak all these many different languages, when I come to you, I can't talk English. You're not gonna understand me. So since you speak Spanish, when I come to you, I'm gonna speak Spanish. I'm not gonna stop being my authentic self. I'm just going to speak Spanish to you because that's the only language you understand.
You got to interface with the dolphin. When you interface with a dolphin, you use high frequency.
You got to.
When you interface with
you got to.
speak Spanish,
you have to. Yeah, you have to. Or they not going to understand you. They going to be looking at you like.
And that's why it's good to be a little bit of a fract of all ether. Or a jack of all trades. It's that fract of all ether.
Yeah,
a little bit, so you can have that foot in the door, ebonically speaking.
Lamar says, Blake, go on. Lamar said, yo, true, but that's the wisdom or the power of being mystic. You know, y'all walking really, like, y'all were walking a mystic path in y'all way.
Like we talk about, like remembering realization, because everything we're remembering in a way. YouTube. Huh? Like once we get the whole picture as a baby, I think we always have the whole picture, but from the first time we get our first realization, we're probably a baby, and then everything is a correlation of that. So it's like that's the magic of intuition and intellect, where we're learning how to break down logic within our own system to where everything we do carries over to the next thing because all the same intelligence, universal fract.
Yeah,
especially the common modern times and how we're all tuning into different similar timelines.
Yeah, hey, it's crazy because it's all like if you look at it, I hate to bring this up. Like if you look at it as because the shit be funny. It be funny because people be stuck. Hey, Theo, because people be stuck in their ways, right? When you go and you talk to a Crip, you can't talk no blood shit. You feel me? You can't. What'd you say? Yeah, cuz it's crypto kind of like. People get defensive. Yeah, people get defensive. Like, because their belief system is something that they hold so true to. And they don't want to feel like you're stepping on it. On their system, so it's like
true. It's like for me too. On the inverse side, I want to be received the right way, so I got to step into their world a little bit as far as language systems, so we can know what we're saying.
Yeah.
But then I don't want to have to always. And that's the thing. It's like you can see sometimes people are going to do their homework on your side too. So some people are going to interface better with you or not because they'll see. If I hear something, I pick it up. I want to pick it up the same way it was put down. Not to my own definition of it.
Yeah, the ones I know they're gonna, they're gonna constantly give you theirs. They don't want to hear yours all the time.
Dolphins are on a different channel.
Cause you gotta,
dolphins vibrate at a different frequency. You'll create a dissonance, a wobble.
I don't have nothing against Christians, but think about this, right? If you talking to a Christian, somebody's that's a beloved Christian, and you're saying the things that we do, right? They're gonna look at it as being evil. They're not gonna want to hear it. Like everything you say to them is gonna go in one ear and straight out the other. They're not gonna hear you while they're steady feeding you their Christianity. So it's like
a lot of times when it gets to that, it's like they get mad. Then they're only all right. I'm waiting until he's done moving those lips so I can start unloading this Christianity.
Yeah, so I can save him because he needs saving. You feel me? He don't know what he doing. He dibbling dabbling with demons, and now you don't. Now you take the Christianity out of it and just put anything else on it. It's the same thing. You can put baseball, football, mechanic. You can put plumber. You can put whatever. Yeah, you can put whatever else on it, and it's gonna be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to look at it like, oh, that's the other side. That's the opposing side almost. Because this is what I believe. This is what I think is right. This is what I built my life around.
Know that they know. It's kind of like we have to know about the unknown knowns and the known unknown.
Oh, yes.
They're going to be coming from such a strong template of a preconceived notion of a personal cognitive bias. All these words such as
what was that? I can't really see that.
Like I always be saying when it comes to finding like true love and shit, I'll say like I'm always outside the princess's castle because her castle is the beliefs, and I'm outside trying to get her like to convince her, like not even convince her, just let her know like it's pretty cool out here. You don't got to stay in there.
Yeah, you can step outside of that castle. He said, like when in Rome, do as the Romans. Hey, like in Rome, do as the Romans. It's just when you leave, you don't got to take it with you. You feel me? It's just a learning experience because you start to see how people are.
Stays in the Vegas nerve.
Stays in the Vegas nerve. You got to speak to that level. If you throw a couple of scriptures at and they feel comfortable, yeah, exactly. Exactly. You throw out the stuff that they know that they can relate to because
you might reach that. You guys could even have some value. You could give each other some esoteric value, especially on practical stuff. But it's going to reach a point where they say, but I already know you're wrong about one thing. The Lord is coming in the...
Yeah, but hey, it's wild because once you see everything is connected. Everything is connected. Everything came from the same thing. So it don't matter who you talking to. Like we can talk about psychedelics, and in the psychedelic world, like you can see all the scriptures.
Jesus was the realest P. Jesus took all the shrooms. He was the realest P of all time. He said, "Once you understand my name, you see every name. Once you understand this ism, you know about all ism."
You know what's crazy, Theo? Hey, okay. You know how they came out with like it was one person that wrote Pinocchio, right? And then you had all these different people write their own Pinocchio story. Like I was watching this thing and that's what they were saying. Like these scholars were basically saying about the Bible, like, like one person wrote about Jesus and then John came and wrote his story and put his story and wrote his, and then Luke wrote his.
Like that one movie. It's like throughout all the times, every modern era needs to have a version of it so they can understand it more deeply.
Yeah, and have their own version and write themselves into the story almost. Like, you feel me? And it's crazy because if you like when we pay attention, there's patterns to life. There are patterns to humans, to what we do. And these patterns stay going the same way. That's how come you got 1,000 Cinderella stories, 1,000 Peter Pan stories, and 1,000 Jesus stories, 1,000 Allah stories. They can take this thing and they can write it into whatever their perspective they decided to be. I didn't even know, bro. I didn't know.
More records than Christ and any other person. Paulo himself have 600 records. Jesus got over 25,000. Most documented person in history, man. do your research.
I did my research.
Man, but it ain't up to me to save you. It's up to you. So if you burn, you burn. I'm sorry, man.
That's the crazy thing. I did my research. And maybe I shouldn't have did my research. Maybe I shouldn't have did my research.
Big Chill loves the West Coast.
Hey, somebody told me. Hey, so somebody said a long time ago, man, your cousin got killed by a gun, so is you gonna walk around with a gun necklace on?
I carry the cross, man.
See, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I understand where you coming from, Big Chill, but
you don't understand.
I do understand.
If you like summer, if you know the all you had to say was,
if you knew, then you knew. But you don't have a clue.
He said, if you knew, then you knew. You knew. You knew. You just don't want to accept it. Yeah, it's like you said. It's what.
You could have a clue about what I believe in, but you have no clue what I understand. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about Jesus or religion.
No, I have a clue about. Man, you've been abducted by aliens, bro. Come on now. I have a big clue about what you understand.
I don't even know who the fuck I am.
Like, the aliens came and abducted you, and they didn't say nothing about Jesus.
Maybe they did, man, but I can't tell you.
Oh man, you see now you hiding. Now you hiding information, Big Chill.
He signed an NDA.
I'm not capable of properly explaining it, so I don't need to confuse you even more. So I ain't part of the problem, nor am I part of the solution, but I'm part of the play.
Exactly.
We all are part of the play. Oh man, see,
if I know and you just found out, you knew.
We're supposed to be watching.
But I can't. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I don't know nothing, so I ain't gonna make you get lost. You figure it out yourself. That's what the world's all about.
Everybody is Christian. Everybody came up in the Christian religion. Nobody hasn't come up in the Christian religion. Everybody has.
Everybody's Muslim. As soon as you're born, if you believe in one God, you're a Muslim. But to be a Christian, you have to believe in a few other things. I'm just saying that's what Muslims believe. Everybody is born a Muslim.
What God do you believe in?
The one, man. The Almighty.
Which one is that?
The only one.
Hey, because I seen the thing. Hey, what was it? Who was the red coats fighting in America when the red coats were having it?
The Holy One, man.
Hey, they said, they was tripping out because they said when the red coats, when they was having the war in America and they was fighting for the states or whatever they were fighting over, they both believed in the same God, but their God was following each one.
Exactly.
Nah, man.
That's why we call it a misunderstanding. If God knew and then he made a woman to be comfortable, that's his misunderstanding. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's one thing that I kind of been tripping off of, Seven, is like, I see a lot of women or men asking God to bring them a good significant other, and I think that's kind of selfish. Because, we got people, homeless people. We got people that's starving and things of that nature. Like, I don't even like people to tell me, God is treating you good. I don't like, I'm okay. I'm okay. What about the ones out there living on the street? What about the kids out there not eating? Like, why choose me? It's like if you're God's kid and you're gonna raise a kid, you want the kid to be you want to be a good example for the kids so they can get you and then live the world how you see it in that safety. So if you're God's kid, and then at some point he's like, you get it, bro. I don't need to help. You handle it on your own. You me. We're
yeah. And that's the way I look at it now. It's like you already, whatever that entity is, you God or whatever you want to call it, it already gave me the strength to do the things. I'm just doing it. Like, I don't need somebody to say, okay, well, God bless you with this. No, I want that blessing to be given to somebody that actually needs it.
I see.
buildings
But
getting
it's like
blown
that
up over
blurry
there.
line, though, true, because it's like
Give it to them.
it's
If
the
you
way
got
the
10
American
grand,
dream
man,
is set
take it
up
all out and give
with
it to
that
them. What's
blurry
stopping you?
line.
You got a car?
Like,
Go give them your car,
'cause
man. Give them everything. You know, nothing's stopping you. You can still do it.
someone could say that it's for business. They'd be like, "Oh, you just want a partner because then you can make more tax write-offs and more money. You got to be part of society because the king is supposed to be the representative of God in that area."
Yeah,
like the sustainer of the rain, the sun.
Yeah, the sustainer, but I don't know, bro. And maybe I'm looking at it wrong because you know you got a house, Big Chill. You living in the house, you doing good, you smoking big blunts. You feel me?
I'm homeless.
You smoking big blunts. I just think there's other people that deserve that blessing. There's a lot of other people that deserve the real blessings. You feel me?
But you know what they say: the eyeball can't see itself, and the God's mouth cannot hit more than one
the
blunt
power
at
like
once.
me. They wouldn't do it. I do great things. I do good things. I feed hundreds of people a month, man. I don't talk about
That's
things.
why we
But
gotta pass the blunt around.
You feed
one at a time.
Hundreds of people, and that's not my family. That's absolute strangers, man.
But you do that because
You know
that's
what I
what
mean?
you're supposed to do.
No, I don't. I do it because I want to do it, man. I don't got to go to the shelter and sit there and maybe bring bed bugs home or roaches. I do that because it's in my spirit. It's in my soul. I mean, my mom put that in me. I'm not saying I'm blessed, rich like anything, but I still go volunteer time.
Like me,
You know,
I help people in need all the time. I just don't say it. I don't need to say it. It's just a part of it's a part of life. If I see you in need and I can help, I'm gonna help. That's just what I do. But I'm not gonna speak on it because for what? I'm not the only one doing that. Oh my God.
I know you're the neighborhood true, you know, and they know that I'm the neighborhood chill. You need anything, you come catch me. No keys of coke or no crack, no hair on, none of that garbage shit. But you know, you need a future, you need a career, you need a job. I can put you in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got all the way away from, we just about to do it live. We about to just, I guess we just talking on the live now because, we're going to close that out. I'm going to,
homeboy, man. He looked like my bread still from
he had a good experience, bro. He was talking about the mantis beans and different things. See, this I'm gonna tell you, Big Chill. You know I got love for you. I don't even like to get into belief systems. I really don't. You feel me? That's why I like mainly just talking about experiences. Because once you start getting into belief systems, it always go outside of what is. Because it starts to go into what you accept and what you believe, and you haven't, or I haven't. I'm gonna say I haven't been here long enough to know any fucking thing about this place. I only been here long enough.
Here for 85,000 years. So I mean, I know a little bit. You know what I mean? But I mean, for me to tell you.
I haven't been here long enough to know anything about reality, what it is, or how it goes, or to say what you should be doing. I only have.
That's like saying. Remember, it's like saying you can translate to anybody's language, and to transfer data between anybody to know that you know. That's like we can't do that for everybody on Earth. So
it's impossible.
We don't know everything.
Definitely, you got
that's
level.
When you come in,
then they feel comfortable. Yeah, that's true.
But we might though. We're not gonna say
Taking sound therapy. What's up with it, bro? What's up with it? See, because if you speak outside of the belief system, you go left. Everything kind of goes left. It goes to the left. You feel me? But I don't think anybody's been here long. Nobody on this planet right now has been here long enough to really understand what's going on. We can say, we can have an idea, and the idea can sound good. Yeah.
Because you don't know, don't think others know.
You can believe and have the ideas that you want. You're supposed to. You supposed to.
They got mole people, they got bird people, insectoids, tardigrade, Akashic record,
but
what?
if you've been here 67,000 years and you ain't fixed this shit, and you can't fix this shit, people's lifestyle and what they do within life, it lets you know that we don't know shit. Like, period.
That's what I'm saying.
Period. If you can't save everybody, you haven't been here long enough. You haven't.
Hey, Megan. On you, brother. Not all deserve saving. I'm sorry, man. You can't fit on the boat. Sorry. Can't fit on the boat, man. I apologize.
Everybody can fit on the boat. We all on the boat, floating through. We all on the same boat, floating through space right now. It's called Earth.
Like Pennywise said, we all float down here.
Yeah, everybody.
You, Eric.
I know. What's up with it, Eric? Out there looking like a shaman. We all floating on the same planet, man. Floating through space. You feel me? Like, period. And I don't think anybody need to be saved, to tell the truth, because everybody's going to the same place. Despite what? What's up, Yosa?
I've converted.
Real with you, but because
pound,
nobody
we
really
live
knows
on.
anything for sure. Can't bet your soul on someone else's opinion and theories. Got to be careful. Yeah, you have to, bro. You have to, because like it's weird because like if you can't save yourself, how you gonna save anybody else? Now you can make them feel comfortable while they're going through life, and you can give them all these different ideas and make them feel comfortable. I call it the pillow method, but it's like we're all going to the same place. I just call it the pillow method.
It's like that song that Mac Miller made where he was like, do you have a destination? Do you have a destination? And he was like, or when Kanye West in the song I Wonder, he said, how did he describe it? But he was like, that's what intuition is. And that part where he was like, you say, I think I'm always right. Or what the fuck did he say? He said, you think that I'm never wrong, and I think maybe you're right.
Man, best day of my life, man. I always play that track, man. That's one of his early ones. That kid got
Mac Miller.
If you know what it means.
It's weird, bro. It's weird because I think like now I just look at it like it's trillions of people that live this life, and if it get and now it's to you, and then like you think you're right about things, you know, because everybody that come into life look at life in a new way, and they feel the same way. And it's going to be trillions more after us that's going to go through life and going to think the same thing and going to meet the same ending. But it's not really an ending. We look at it as an ending, but I don't think it's an ending. I don't think death is like actually the say it all end. I think life kind of goes on. It's just parts of life that we really don't understand and we don't get right. So they give us these different ideas in order to give us fear about death. But it's like, if everybody got to die, why would death even be something to fear? If everybody got to go there.
Next 50 years, we'll be in the other realm. We'll talk about it there, man, too, you know?
And then now when we get back to the other realm, I'm going to be you. And I'm going to be like, God damn it. Like, you feel me? Like, I was really Big Chill and True Life Stories at the same time. Like, this shit is weird.
If you're a fifth or sixth dimensional being, for sure you lived every life in this fourth dimension. Definitely. That's been proven through physics. And I believe that we are probably fifth, sixth dimensional beings, at least 2 dimensions up to where we're at. So definitely you probably lived my life, because this fourth dimension.
I think the one that we call God is living every life. Just remember, Thoth wasn't scared to die. Live on. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Not here right.
The Tibetan Book of the
I
Dead.
understand that.
Ones. Yeah, it's like that one thing is being everything at the same time. It's playing both sides. Like I just said about that war, and then even if you go back to the war, what was it? What was the one book where the guy came in and he was like, he took swords on that side, he took swords on that side. Hey man, you can't be in fear of this. This is part, the Bhagavad Gita.
Well, how can I fight you? How can I fight you? I worship you. I love you.
Yeah.
How can I fight with you? Stand with Ganesh, you stand with Shiva or whoever he was standing with. I cannot fight you. I honor you. I worship you. I don't understand. And God told, Shiva, Krishna told him, man, it's a great honor to be on the battlefield with me. You know? And he told him, and he had to fight against God. Yeah, that's sort of weird. The Hindu vibe is sort of weird.
No, I think it's all weird because honor, it starts within. You feel me? You gonna know what your own honor is, and you gonna honor the things that you decide to honor.
Exactly.
Just like Caesar, man. The war with Caesar, the general he was fighting against, the guy snuck up, killed the general, and then came back to Caesar. I said, Caesar, I snuck in the middle of the night, and I killed Opoi or whatever the fuzz his other name was. It was Caesar's great friend. They were best generals in Rome, you know? And the guy snuck up and slit his throat in the middle of the night. When he came back and told Caesar, you know what Caesar did? Chopped his head, man.
Yeah, like you wrong.
Do that to a dishonorable man. That was my friend. Even though we battled against each other, a warrior doesn't die by getting his throat slit. You know, and Caesar, that was no honor to Caesar. Caesar
the one guy, the first guy that put the Bible in English, they killed him. And they burned him at the stake, but what they did was while he was burning, they walked up and they slit his throat because they said it wasn't, because he was like a prophet or something, and it wasn't an honorable death to be burned at the stake. But I didn't even know that. Like the first people that started putting the Bible into English, they were put to death. You weren't supposed to put the Bible in English at all.
Well, it was first the Greeks, man. So they weren't put to death. It was first translated into the Greeks did it, put to death. But yeah, those that Christians, killed. They were all killed, man. You had to go secretly underground and do some crazy shit, especially when the
Christians
the Persians
put to death for putting the Bible in English.
Persians and the Muslims running it. Oh yeah, man. The Tawhid says it's Christians mean nothing.
Christians put to death for putting the Bible in English.
You can have their wives and everything. It's good vibes. The Muslims.
Christians put to death for putting the Bible in English. I just was watching this whole little documentary on the Bible, and I was tripping off on it. It was talking about King James and all of them, but it was talking about the different translations that they were putting it in. And like once they started to put it in English, that's the part when King James, when it was another king that actually did it, and no, it wasn't. No, I didn't know the Catholics were running everything for so long. I didn't know that. It was the Catholics, the first one. They were the ones who were the Pope was actually like one of the first ones to be able to do it. And then he showed it and showed himself giving Bibles to the people. Because the Catholic, the Pope was making so much money behind the religion and what they were doing. It was like the trippiest shit, bro. You feel me?
They're richer than Musk. They're the richest entity in the world. They own the most property. They're weird. Popes take up dead bodies and put them into court and take away their sainthood. Like, Catholicism is weird, bro. Like, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, yes, during the 14th and 6th through the 16th centuries, some Christians like John Wycliffe and William Tyndale were persecuted and executed for the Bible, for translating the Bible into English, which was considered heresy by the Christian authorities at that time. And the reason that they were doing it was because they were making so much money. They were, from the people off of it. because it was only the priests that were able to read the Bible to the people. The people weren't able to read it themselves. It was like me bringing it to you and giving it to you. So therefore, the only way you could follow it because I was giving it to you. But then once it started getting put into English or different languages, people was able to read it.
Bro, nobody read. Literacy went up to the 1800s, true, to the early 1900s. People just learned how to read and write. We were don't want to call us dumb or stupid. We had street senses and survival, but nobody knew how to read and write. So they relied on the Catholic Church to interpret everything. That's why the message the Catholic Church has is totally different from the original scriptures. You understand?
Yeah, well, they killed William in 1536, bro, for translating the Bible into English. Say they strangled him and burned him at the stake. Look, one dude
into its own channel of love.
You know what's crazy? One dude actually translated into English and then he died. They fucking dug him up and then burned him at the stake. They dug his body up and then burned him at the stake.
Saint something, I forget his name, a saint, he got his sainthood, he died. Then the Pope took up his body, put him in court, and took away his sainthood. Later on, the following Pope gave him back his sainthood. But they basically put a zombie on trial. These are the weird things the Catholic Church does, bro.
Yeah, which is crazy, bro. And
dead tatted on my neck.
Romans are a little...
But these were just these were just certain things that they did. And you got to understand, you know, today, like it's like I was saying about the Pinocchio story. One person wrote the story. You got 1,000 other people that rewrote it and wrote it and put it in their own way. It's the same thing happened with all these different scriptures. They wrote it and they put it and they added to and they took out and they added the things that they wanted to it. But the thing is, why? Why'd they do it, Big Chill?
They could sense that everybody was already just doing that, so they wanted a piece of their mind to be shared. So they went ahead and was like, help themselves, basically.
Hey, man, that shit is crazy, bro, because even when they talk about the one dude that was killing all the Christians, like they went deep into him. I forgot his name, but he was killing all the Christians before he just said, forget it. A lot of people is believing this. Let's drop one ourselves, and we're going to make this story like, okay, I believe this now because this is what the people believe.
Yeah.
This is what the people accept. But it just kind of
like musicians, like industry plant musicians that can be like saying certain shit, but at the same time, it's like they only say that because the industry needs them to make that money. And then, so it kind of like, that's why I'll be saying like the universe is one song, because we all like join in to sing our part, even though like
we all sing our part and put our part. And like, this is the crazy part about all scriptures that throws me off, is that they all have so much truth within them, because it was intertwined into it, almost like that blanket you sleep up under. You feel me? It was intertwined into it in order to make you feel comfortable about what was being shared or what was being given. But I never could understand, like, you know, like the priests today and shit. They don't pay taxes. The churches don't pay taxes. Like I like that shit is crazy. You say the Catholics changed the Bible at the Council of Nicaea. That's a big one right there. But when you go and you actually look at it, the Council of Nicaea, they didn't change. They didn't. The Council of Nicaea was something totally different than that right there. And that's one thing that I found out, which I don't know if they change every goddamn thing. I don't know what the fuck to believe these days. They change
That's why you gotta single it out for yourself, because this shit's so big, and it's like, I am a piece of this, which is my piece, which is to make peace with that piece.
Yeah, it's like that's the thing, because they change so much. It's like anybody can take it and they can make it into what they want to make it into. And if people believe them, yeah. I know, right? Hey, but George, that's what I was saying, right? Because when we came out with the first shoe, we started making Nike, Adidas. We started coming out with all different kinds of shoes, all the way down to where you got the off-brand shoes. So you feel me? Like we did the same thing with everything. And everybody said Jordan's is the best shoe. It's the best basketball shoe. Yeah, we hear you. We hear you, Eric. We hear you.
Oh, okay, yeah, because that wind is blowing really hard. Y'all can hear the wind, huh?
Yeah, no, we don't hear the wind. We don't hear. You got noise canceling air headphones on. They working perfectly. They noise canceling.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys hear about the those mermaids? Those people are the elites. They be eating the mermaids out.
Yeah,
Nah.
man, I was telling you last month. I asked you to eat them out. Remember, I asked you last month.
Realizing everything is a lie. Always changing. Yeah, Cozy. I didn't see that one.
They be eating the mermaids, the elites and stuff. They Big Chill. They caught some of them. People have been showing pictures, like videos of mermaids here.
China, a lot of rich China, but China been eating it for a long time. But Chinese are paying the fish people up here when they catch them in the nets. They ship them over to Asia. The rich people, some rich Canadians and rich Americans are. There's parties that you can go to where you can see the mermaid alive, and then you eat one. Oh, it's crazy. I've never been.
What?
But I've heard about it. Yeah, man.
Hell no, bro. Y'all tripping. People eating mermaids.
Off the East Coast.
You know what?
Now we're
well, they say that
people
they say
eating
that
mermaids.
the mermaids have a taste. It seems like they were saying that when you eat the mermaid, it gives you some type of an energy, because the mermaid. I mean, because this girl said that she went all the way down because they be singing too. They be singing the mermaids. They said that the mermaids were singing. People go down to the beach, the beach area, and they're talking about
coming to the shore. But yeah, they sing and they tell you, they ask for help. They sound sometimes like a lady crying, and you want to jump in the water. In Newfoundland, they used to save the
stories. That's the
people. Like so
that's
many
the
Somali
pirate stories. Big Chill.
Pirates are talking about them now in Africa.
You're stealing shit from others, and the mermaids pull up. I like your vibe.
I like your vibe. I gotta see it there.
Well, even in Jamaica, they said that they seen some mermaids like right by the a beach area, and they say they be singing. Some of them going to cast you into the water.
Yeah.
They can be in any form too.
And the
as you go close to the beach area, they can come in any form.
They became immortal or something. Just a theory. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. What the fuck? Like, people eating mermaids? Like, come on now. We talking about Aquaman.
There's a Spanish brother. He has a YouTube channel. They tried to cut him off. They canceled his channel. Then he brought it back. And he's a fisherman out in the ocean. He works on a crew with 3 guys on a small ship, not a big ship. And he's been copying them. And when you look at his footage, bro, you could see like a lady figure right under the water, man. But they're like Bigfoot. They elude perfect camera, like they're not stupid creatures, bro. The water creatures has been here for millions of years, man. We've only been here 100,000. 70% of our world is water, and it's deeper. So there's life down there, man. And apparently when they age, so they can walk on land. I don't know. That's what I've been hearing.
Look,
but I've never seen
so basically, what you telling me, you got a motherfucker that will spend his whole life finding about every species of spiders in the world, on the planet, and share all the information on every stingray, every shark, but nobody's sharing information on all the more mermaids. No videos, no none of that.
Bro, there's all kinds of information. Universities have been doing studies on this for years, bro.
I'm not gonna say I don't believe you, but I'm saying that's something I'll have to look into. You feel me?
They had some maps, some old maps like in the 14 to 1500s,
and they show where
the mermaids and even what you call those people with like horse people. They showed them horse people on old maps on in the 1500s.
Yeah.
It's a flat Earth map too.
Yeah, no, I seen that map before.
With the giants.
They showed
the giants too. They said the giant. There's pictures on the giants live by the mountains. Yeah, man.
I've been watching that one on it's on Amazon. Big Chill, the one about King David. And then they got the fucking giant and shit, and what's his name slayed the giant. But then I even heard a whole different story about that he wasn't even the one that actually killed that giant. It was somebody else that, and when you go to the older scriptures, he wasn't the one that killed that giant.
Bro, one of the oldest records in your American records was when the people of the Mayflower came and their first encounter with the native people. And the native people told them that they weren't the first white people here, that there's white giants, ginger peoples that live over there by the mountain. And that's in your first on America. Yeah. That's your first connection with the native Indians. And it's in your history books. They tell them
Mayflower was just them saying like this story about this boat Mayflower within other people as well. And
out here in Canada. Same thing out here in Canada. Give away the Mississauga.
It may flower and grow a tree.
Exactly. The giants and the British killed all the giants in Canada.
Me is the whole Tatarian Empire. Yeah, that Tatarian Empire though. That's one of the things that's been throwing me off too, bro. That shit is crazy. But you start to see that all the cities is built on top of everything is built on top of. We built on top of cities. Like it's the same. We built on top of all dead bodies and everything, bro. We built on top of a lot of stuff.
Like several times. We got like 5 cities.
They even say some of the lands, like the rocks and stuff. They even say some of the rocks, the lands are huge giants, and they cut these. They were cutting the
giant trees.
They were cutting the pieces up, but the rocks itself look like blood. It looks like blood, but the land itself, you know how you can see structures of giants, and they're all humongous, and they have like
civilization disappeared.
From Gilgamesh story, the Samaritan version story, that's the one that Mel Gibson made the movie about. The fallen angels turn into trees and mountains.
Yeah, exactly.
They was rocks and different shit. But that's the remember the one about the trees, and it was showing like the mountains and all that shit was like giant trees and shit. The volcanoes. Because it was like basically saying like and that's something I seen on psychedelics that I was like, wait, hold on, these are not the trees that was here before. They was a lot bigger than this. This is smaller versions of trees. These ain't real trees.
There's more.
The Asian beetles killed all of our trees out here, and all the willows, the white willow.
What happened to the Mayans? What?
Man, for psychedelics, white willow leaf, and good for medicine. But large dosages can give you psychedelic effects. White willow. It's the tree that weeps over from swampy lands, but now everything's dry.
Man, y'all know mermaids ain't real though, right?
Oh, they real. I saw them when I was a kid, True. Don't tell me. I swam with them.
Man, don't tell me. Oh, my goodness, man.
I've met them, but they seem like they're mermaids up there, not right here on the sea above us.
Man, this is the... Look, okay, in the age of Aquarius, the age of information, right? If you don't think that they would have a real mermaid... somewhere on video, unless they hiding all the videos, which I think they can do that.
Look, he's telling you that the rich are eating them. Forget about how, bro. They have them in tanks. They're eating them as a delicatessen, bro.
They rushed to put out AI because they were like, okay, if we put AI out and AI is genuinely going to be talking on some like, well, this is what I saw here, so and so, it can confuse the people even better and shit. Like, you can make AI fakes of shit and then other stuff that's real, but at the same time, the real people that can tell, like, oh, that's what I mean by a fucking grass entity. Yeah, I seen that shit, or that's a real fucking gnome for sure. We'll be able to tell, but the AI ones are like, they're not going to get it well because that computer system is just an artificial intelligence. It hasn't experienced the plants. It hasn't smelled the snow. You feel me? Shit, like the humidity change in the seasons. It just knows what we tell each other, and we're always very confusing towards each other.
Yeah, but it's when you see it yourself and touch it and smell it and hug it, it's hard to tell you that, yo, that's something. I seen that too, and that's 9 things ago. My grandfather was chicken in the middle of the man.
I know, but if we gonna believe in mermaids, bro, we might as well believe in Bigfoot.
If you're cool with that,
okay. Remember when
I'm bringing up Bigfoot to get Big Chill started.
No, because I went mermaid.
You can go. The Bigfoot mermaids, but they all exist within us though.
No, I seen that. I'm looking at. I'm doing my little research here on the side, and I'm seeing the first mermaid video.
Everything's really infinite, but I'm out here in the Pacific Northwest, and we got a lot of reports of mermaids and stuff throughout the year, like the past 25 years or something. They had some kids. Some kids that went fishing. I remember when I was a kid.
Bigfoot is real. Also.
Some kids were out at the beach and they had
Hey, I'm just saying. A mermaid must taste like salmon, or do it taste like tilapia?
You for saying it, man, go to Africa.
You know, like on a can of tuna. They say it on a can of tuna. It's a dolphin safe or mermaid safe on the side of a can of tuna. Because it tastes a little bit similar to tuna. You wouldn't really notice.
That's why the ones on land are called.
Hey, I know the tuna, mermaid safe.
Yeah, bro.
Dolphin safe.
And even
dolphin safe, mermaid safe.
You know, they have gnomes out there that's crawling in people's lawns and stuff too. So mermaids, mermaids exist. Yeah, the little people.
Nobby saw them. Nobby saw them. Couple. I don't know if he still.
I remember that he said that he's seen fairies and stuff. Fairies.
Yep. Yeah, look like little bat people. I've seen that, man. I've seen them with little swords. I don't know if they're fighting against each other. I don't see them riding the rats or stuff, but sometimes you see them at the corner of your eye. They live like in a parallel universe in between ours and the other one close.
I don't know.
Here. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying they're not real, but I'm just saying in order for them to be real, somebody has to be out there exploring it and recording and taking note of this thing and sharing it with everybody. Yeah, adding it to the pool. Like they just found a new spider 6 months ago. I'm just saying a new snake. You feel me? Like we ain't seen not one species of mermaid.
True, these creatures are interdimensional beings. There's another portal in Middle Earth. That's where the mermaids are coming from.
He said,
you know, skip shape. These are supernatural. Bro, we don't live in that realm.
That's a story about how he was.
You know what I'm saying? X-Files is real, bro. Men in Black are real, bro, but not the story.
Not too.
Like, fuck. Mermaids are real, bro.
Comedy version of to entertain us.
Yeah,
the dinosaurs still live, and sometimes the pterodactyls fly in the sky, and people see them, then they disappear. But it's a time warp or a dimension warp. I don't know if they're here. I don't know.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. That's one part that I can believe. It's like dimensions either crossing each other or something like that. But I'm just going like the first. Like you're gonna find a mermaid, right? And the first thing you're gonna do is eat it.
Because it's like I wonder what if I could turn into that thing if
It's
I
a
consume
delicacy.
it, because they were
That's not
all
the
caught
first
up
thing
on the
they
fact
did,
that
Jerry.
they
Seven.
changed their own words.
Seven, it's a delicacy.
Yes, exactly. Bro, what I was gonna say is like when that happens, it's because like say God has his like hands over the planet like a crystal ball. Well, his hands
I
can
got
only
that.
cover so much at a time for us, but he knows he could keep it intact, keep that sphere. So sometimes shit leaks in.
Yeah, so,
No, bro, they
yeah.
were leaking all right. You
I,
think they were eating mermaids? Yeah, they were eating them all right.
no,
It's 100
remember they had
dollars.
the one guy that had the mermaid in that one little circus thing he used to go around, but they said it was like a monkey sold to a fish.
It was a hoax. They had a couple of hoaxes. They got some
Yeah.
like around the world in a museum that are like fake. But they got, I remember
But
my cousin Larry. Matter
oh
of fact,
damn,
now
I
that
missed
think
it,
about
Cozy.
and I was there.
Close, we have
But I
Maritime
just missed it.
Museum.
What about
You got
Mothman?
to,
He said, "What about Mothman and Chupacabra?"
if you go to a Maritime University Museum in Maine, you will see, and they'll tell you, we can't tell you if it's real. It was
Yeah,
found here
people
by
make
this
it up
person.
all
They
the
have
time,
mermaid.
bro.
They have mermaid skeletons on the East Coast, but
Oh my
you know,
god, man! There's not no mermaid skeletons.
them, bro. You don't know lots of them. They just repress that. They don't want you to know about it. There's something else bigger than you going on. They're just not.
I'm not
fish people.
saying that it's not nothing bigger going on. I'm just saying, you telling me, man, look, the crocodile hunter got killed by a stingray because he explored all the different animals. He never once spoke
He was
on a
trying to
mermaid.
expose the mermaid. He was going to expose them.
The reptilians, the greys, the aliens that you know live right below you. This is their planet. You just came here. They've been here long, long time. Middle Earth is full of fucking different races. We're the last of 9 humanoid races that survived through existence of evolution. The other ones
If there
didn't
is a
die.
Middle Earth,
They
went
went
Look.
under.
on top of cities,
They went-
those
I done
cities are
seen,
still
look,
alive.
on psychedelics, I done seen aliens. I done seen praying mantis beings. I done seen reptilian beings. But I'm not going to accept none of them until I see one come on camera and say, "We are here."
And they try. Like, if we can use George to tell them we're there.
Yeah. You come on camera and show everybody yourself, not everybody with all these different stories, and you never really see one, but you can actually go underwater in the deep sea and see fish that glow up underwater, but you never seen a mermaid on camera like that. Each one was fake, fabricated.
It's coming, bro. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Right now, the
Why
Galactic
would there
League
be
Confederate
man have a fish
are meeting right now,
evolutionary
and Trump
advantage of being underwater?
disclosure
They can
is
go
gonna
in the
happen.
deep though, have it.
Make it happen.
Hey,
I
it's
think
more
you're ready
water. It's more water on the planet than it is land. So I can
That's what I just-
understand something living underwater, but I'm saying we done been to all the depths of the planet, like probably not all the way, but we done been to the depths of the sea. Like I said, to where fish
Honestly,
glow
it sounds
underwater.
It's the
'Cause
deepest lake.
They got hell has flames. Now they got fish. And Big Chill says we're not going to understand till it's too late. So instead of burning, we could put the fish in the water on the fire.
Religion, you're not going to understand. There's too late.
100,000. He said, "Bro, aliens are real." No, I'm just see. That's what I'm saying, bro. I've seen aliens. I've seen many different species of aliens on my shroom trips.
In your
But-
forehead. Only reptilians that pretend to be human can't grow hair, eh? That's the
They all
conspiracy.
come
If you're
from a
bald,
hyperdimension.
if you're bald, you're a reptilian. That's what they think. I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know.
Drunk
I
pirates
think, I
saw
think
seals
everybody
and
here
thought
can
they
kind of
were
agree
mermaids.
that everything
No, they
is
was
around
mantis.
us.
Mantis.
On
They
another
was.
subtle layer of reality.
What is those
Like, all the
ones?
beings
What
are
is
around
those
us right
ones?
now.
What is those one animals though that look like mermaids though? I forgot what they
A
call.
narwhal.
But they
Not
don't
the
look-
narwhal. Not the narwhal. Not the narwhal. But it's the ones they look like half warrior. Yeah, manatee.
True,
The manatees.
true.
And they
Mermaid,
said
she's
they
the
were
most
mermaids
beautiful
back in the
woman.
days.
When you see a mermaid, she's the most beautiful woman you ever saw. Those mantis fucking creatures with the big noses, they're not beautiful. And I can understand if a sailor is drunk and thinking it's beautiful, but you can't make that.
They know what's
So, come on,
down
you
there.
You think the you think the DMT entities are hanging out on the other side, and they're like, humans ain't real, and then we smoke and they pop up.
For sure, bro. They're like you in your made-up world of Dungeons and Dragons and
They had this thing called a video game. and in their
they're like,
and in their video
in the womb. Do you believe in mom?
In this thing called the video game, they had all creatures like us. Hey.
And in our world, in their world, we were just thoughts. We were imaginary.
Imaginary. But that's the thing. That's what I think. I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like the mind can make up anything. And once the mind creates something, you know, it can spread and it can live in anybody's mind. So once we create a creature, even if it don't exist within reality, which in our reality, it can live in our reality through the minds of everybody.
Exactly. That's why clowns got makeup on.
And exactly. And it's the same reason why when you go camping, you hear Bigfoot off in the forest. You hear his banjo. You can't find him. And for some reason, to have some more of something means you've had it before.
I mean,
so that's why I'm having us.
Theo, the mole people.
Yo, there's a new millimole. Yo, we gotta talk, right?
The mole
people are measured in carbon-12. You know how they have carbon-12? There's 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. But did you know that carbon-12 has a certain mathematical equation, and it shows exactly how many particles is in carbon-12 in 12 grams of carbon? And you know what it's called? A mole.
I don't.
The mole is
the mole people. Yosef said, "I don't think the mind can think of something that don't exist." I mean, when you think of a mermaid, that's a man mixed with a fish. We can create that. Like we didn't mix ourselves with every animal being that is on this planet. We done made
it's like
statues of ourselves in that thing.
But I think it's just like the infinite universe. We can tune into anything. We can remember any memory, except we don't remember which ones we should remember. Hello?
And if it was mermaids, we killed them all and ate them all already, like the dodo bird.
Maybe they were bombed, true. Maybe they just really were good.
You guys are fighting genetics, and it already went out in the rat files. You guys are mixing humans with animals, and they have a place where all that shit's happening, man. It's not fake.
Nah, I think it is. It's all happening within our minds. We can create anything. We created a government and made believe that they was running all of us. We can create anything with our minds and believe it.
They're bringing Jesus back, man. They're bringing Jesus back from the cloth. They actually have blood. So they're bringing him back, and it's either going to be Jesus or the Antichrist, but we're going to see him.
We are like that one entity that exists, like where all paradoxes meet, somewhere right in between creation and discovery.
You talking about the shroud? Don't be talking about the shroud, the Jesus shroud.
Yeah, there's blood on
them. About dinosaurs is that the reason why I know they're not real is because we're so crazy as humans. If we would have found any DNA, we would have been cloning that shit. You would be
fast, yeah.
Well, that's the Willy Mammoth. We have a Willy Mammoth.
Are you claiming that fire-breathing scaled creatures were not abundant in Mordor?
Like we have it. People saw it, and it's alive. A Willy Mammoth. So they're doing DNA, man. They got dinosaurs, pterodactyls. They got.
I want to try DNA.
They need to go and bring Bruce Lee back then.
I think we should just take some LSD at Universal Studios. All right.
Lee was surprised.
Let's not say that.
DNA, right? When we're going to unlock more DNA as we grow and evolve as a species, right? And the more DNA you lock, you get taller and taller and taller. Like you unlock 100 or something, you're like 30 feet. You unlock more of your DNA, 100 feet. So they say in the future, before we go extinct, we're all going to become giants. because little by little we're unlocking our DNA, and with more DNA, the body grows.
And I think
it's a study they just recently did. True study.
Yosef said the elite will surprise you then if you don't believe it's other creatures because even we was upgraded. I don't doubt that. Is that like? Yeah, I think the elite, we give them more power than we think they have because like most of the people that are creating things,
they're on meth half the time.
Yeah, but all the people that are creating things and coming up with all these different things is us. Like the one little boy that came up and started taking plastic and making it into fuel. It's people out there, regular people like us, that's actually putting their time into it and making these things happen. Yeah, he blew up. He blew himself up.
Like, even the
he blew himself up.
Yeah, he blew it up.
Even the social media influencers are just following their followers.
He blew himself up, Big Chill.
Yeah, he blew himself up. It's a young black kid. Yeah, he's cool. That kid's cool. And he'll give you the technology for free. It costs,
he didn't even go to college. He didn't even go to college or none of that.
He got a YouTube channel, man. I don't remember his name. You should check his name out and promote him, too, because he's cool. But he blew up himself. He didn't he just burned his hand. But he made a better machine because he knew how he fucked up. There was a leak of gas and something built up. An accident. It could have been worse, but luckily it wasn't. And yeah, he's still making fuel out of plastic. Now they're trying to tear him down.
No, I think that they can do that, though. I think that they can manipulate the DNA and different things and bring back certain ones that existed in the past if they got the DNA. Because if they can do it now, because right now, they can make your baby eyes the color you want them to be.
Can unlock DNA.
And that's why we here right now. That's because that's what sex is.
Now of DNA.
DNA means don't know anything with anything. Don't deny it. My bad.
Yeah, they can change your baby's DNA and bring out the color of their eyes or the color of their hair. They can change different things like that right now.
But that's just fucking with the different strands in your DNA.
Yeah, it's like been existing.
20 strands, and inside them do everything.
I think that was. Remember?
Extra strand.
Hey, Big Chill, what was the Alien movie way back in the days where the little fucking aliens, when they played the sound and their heads exploded?
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks. Remember when they put the Chihuahua? They put dude them head on the Chihuahua and mix their bodies. I think it was a time where we knew how to do that. I don't think we know how to do it no more like we did. I think a lot of the technology that we had back in the days is lost.
You see, the man went to shake the aliens' hands, but to them that was a sign of fucking aggression. You remember?
Yeah.
He went to shake
the story was like back.
But we don't know, man. Don't put out your hand. Fuck you. We don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stories of like times on Earth where Earth got to be super high tech, where we had flying cars, spaceships, and all type of shit, and we fell again.
Seeing alien people out there in YouTube world. I mean, hypothetically speaking, what I know is if you show your palms, that's a sign of peace. Galactic up to the Andromeda. Past the Andromeda, I don't know, but showing your palm is a sign of peace. However, just open fingers, showing your open palms. That's how the Indians used to have one palm up, one palm down, you know? But yeah, the palm, show the palm is good.
He said if you read the Tooth's tablet, you'll see DNA splicing was done many times and created different creatures.
In Egypt, yeah, Thoth or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Thoth.
The fact that the thumbs up doesn't have to change, it could just be thumbs down.
Hey, you see? Hey, Savage. Remember on Rick and Morty when he went to the planet, he said, oh yeah, I told him give him the finger and it was signs of, hey, you know, it was a good sign. He was like, yeah, fuck you. What you say to me? He was like, you said that was a good greeting. No, it's not.
God don't like that. Remember the end when Frank told he was going up into light, and then he gave those guys the finger, and then he fell out of the light. Then he fell back down and the zombies ate him. So be careful.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I just think I think now, bro, we got cameras everywhere. Like we got CCTV and we got all these different things. It's not hard to see
Can we
anything.
even trust our own eyes, too? Because I could be like, okay, what about my eyes? My eyes can see a certain range of spectrum.
Yeah.
I could be like, I could trust the camera more, but then I have to look at the camera with my eyes.
Between the fake and the truth, bro. Same with the UFO phenomenon and these organic orbs and the drones. They put so much fake footage out there to fucking confuse you. So much shit happens, man, and then they want mass fucking confusion, distraction for something else. What's really going on? We're looking to the left when we want to the right.
We was talking about that because, like I remember on the mushrooms, I went outside one time and the whole sky was a spaceship. The whole sky, bro, was the bottom of a ship. Like as far as it was no sky no more. It was just the bottom of the ship. And you see these things, but it's like, you know, you come back to reality and you just kind of go back to reality. And I'm not saying that they don't exist because I've seen a lot of shit, but I'm just saying right now, I think, you know, it shouldn't be hard to record anything. It shouldn't be hard. Like, even when we talk about UFOs, we can talk about UFOs 1,000 times, but then most of the footage out there, which I think what they're doing is saturating it with bullshit in order so the real shit don't be accepted.
Yeah, but you see,
it does make sense. Like, if it was a hyperdimensional being, like, they would be able to know if you're going to take a picture of them. So if they don't want to be seen, they're like, they have a wider window. Our moment might be smaller, but they might have a whole moment like 1 hour long. So they can be like,
devices, the ultraviolet, it has no light on the camera.
People are eating mermaids. Okay, the elite are eating.
Bro, those mermaids
the elites are eating mermaids.
Earth is a planet. They should not do that. All right. The story is that the moon used to be an active live planet, and there was a bunch of beings on there. Basically, we've been playing games around here. This is a farm. This is farmland. This is a little esoteric ant farm.
Hey, Theo, it has to be the weirdest place. Because think about this, right? The elite, the millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, whatever you want to call them, they're eating mermaids. At the same time, the millionaires, billionaires in Dubai are paying models from the U.S. to come over there to get shitted on. What the fuck kind of world is we living in?
Like, they'll drink the forbidden virgin blood, and they'll eat the mermaids, but they won't sleep, and they won't like eat
ranch
their
dressing.
They'll do everything but like actually be healthy, and then they'll buy their health and then die. Try to buy another heart. Try
to buy another heart. Hey, no. Hey, Theo, we just got full off that mermaid, man. Call that one model on IG so we can shit this mermaid shit
Remember when Rick was getting that mermaid? Oh, stop, bro. That's the new code. If you say we're eating mermaids tonight, so we know what that means.
I'm just saying. So we can shit this mermaid shit on them, pay them $1 million. You can send them back to America. That shit is crazy,
yeah, pull up in a sky submarine, like, get in, fractal heads. We're going to eat some mermaids.
Yeah, but hey, I was just saying.
I'm about to jump in the ocean.
I'm just saying, bro. Like,
I've said this multiple times. I'm like, I'm just gonna walk into the ocean for good. Like, I'm out.
Hey, Rick said. Rick said, Morty, yeah, man, we about to go get some of that mermaid puss.
They eat mermaids.
They ain't even trying. They ain't even trying to get the mermaid puss. They just eating them.
Titties though, they got titties, but they don't got pussies.
Which is weird because I mean, if you could look, bro, if you could sleep with a dolphin, you could sleep with a mermaid.
Well, that's what the mermaids do. They take the men down to the bottom and use them to breed, right?
They said they sing to them. They sing to them, and then when they fall in love with them, they take them down and they drown them.
Well, think about it. Instead of using their body, they don't have to have physical sex, so they can do like a gyrational. If they connect their sound wave frequencies, that's their pure nervous system connected. If they connect their sound waves,
I don't know, because if you
can sing so beautifully enough, you're just gonna be around.
Nobody's ever seen a male mermaid, bro. It's all females. I wonder why. I'm not kidding. There's some Amazon female mermaid tribe. There's no male mermaids. Only
I know. I don't remember ever seeing a. Not even. Well, it ain't no movies I remember seeing a male mermaid.
They take the males down and they breed them. That's why some are nice.
What about that movie with Bill Burr, where he was Bill Murr?
Like when you drown and you go find your body, the mermaids come and find your zombie body and dry hump you and.
So
yeah, man,
you are on a different. Let's see 138. Let's see 138.
Oh, real there are a lot of UFOs that come out of the water. Yeah, no, there is. I seen UFOs come out of the water smoking DMT by the ocean.
Oh, I thought the UFOs were smoking DMT for a second.
They probably was, because I made one come out the ocean.
I think they were. And they were like, "Hey, yo, you got some? We just ran out, bro. Hey, just share a little bit. Don't hit the rest of that."
My moments are small. Your moments are too fucking big. You guys are going.
No, that's the thing, though. The aliens, they don't call it DMT. They call it TMD. It's a difference. It's like, man, I just smoked some of that TMD. I just seen the motherfucker said he was human and he was off DMT. I was tripping out. I was geeking.
That's that aminotriptyl death.
But now y'all done fucked my mind up, because now after this live, which I'm about to get off in a little bit because I got to put my kids to bed, I'm about to go watch this mermaid shit. I got to now. I have to dive into this mermaid thing.
Next week, bro, you're gonna dive into some mermaid puss tonight. You're gonna come back and say, "Hey guys, I was wrong. They're real, and I got some other shit to tell you."
Again, ain't true. And forget about the sharks, man. You'll be like, "Fuck that. The mermaid's gonna get me."
Nah, I gotta go see what's up with the mermaids. Like, well, I seen it was showing one video, the first lady that made the mermaid video. The mermaid eating parties explained, and then a lot of people start making videos after that.
I think you got to vibrate at a weird frequency, because you could be on Earth, and if you're in a certain mood, certain vibration, you'll be like, everything's Earth. You'll be like, time to go to work, 9 to 5, blah blah blah. And if you just get a little bit of, you start seeing all kind of beings and stuff.
And a warrior race, damn.
And the
guys that work for the fishery, for the big ship, and then when they came into port, some special vans came and took away some, and the guy said not all of them were dead. Some were kept alive, and they put them in tanks that were alive, and then some were dead. They took the living and the dead, but usually when you go through port, you got to go through weighing, checking. They do all this shit. No, they got into port. These people came, took the things, put them in the fucking things, and took them off before weighing, before any kind of fishery. You got to get tested for this, that, see, but no, not with the mermaids. There's special people there. They come take them and they go. So it's some high society shit.
That's what they do with the giant squids.
Yep.
And you never see the giant squids. Yeah, the colossal squids.
Yeah, we got them on.
You don't see them too often. They catch them at times. They get caught up in the nets sometimes. And then they on the whales they have like hella marks on the whales and shit from diving down and grabbing the colossal squids.
Yeah,
mermaids come from the Namas.
Fight with a huge push.
Thousands of years ago and taught them many things. But I always thought that though. I thought that was like one of the stories though, Yosef, that like that's where we came from. We came out the water. I thought that was like one of the older stories. That we came out of water. We started in water and came to land from the water.
Since there's like different pressures,
I'm gonna
the
do my
deeper you
research
go
tonight. I'm supposed to
into the
study
water,
tonight.
there's probably like a breakthrough point that you go deep to, and it just becomes like a different set of pressure. Like it just pops into a different type of water down there.
But I'm just saying though, Seven. I'm just saying, Seven. Right? Let's say you ran across the mermaid, right? Beautiful, pretty.
Okay.
You feel me? Like the prettiest girl you ever seen in the world. Yeah. Like you got two choices. You can eat her, or you can or you can lay with her. Which one you gonna do?
Both.
Just matter.
It's gonna be.
I'm gonna become a mermaid.
It's gonna be.
I'm gonna be Aquaman.
Like Splash, huh? When she took him underwater and he was able to actually breathe underwater and shit.
But yeah, you ever seen that one movie of children who chase lost voices or something? Journey to Agartha. It's an anime movie.
It's
all about inner Earth, and they go through these caves and they find this one ancient place where it was just like this. There were some beings that are from this other subtle layer of reality that actually escaped because they broke this little portal area. So there's some of those men in black, but they go through that one area where it's a different. They go through water, and it's agua vita. It's like a pure ass type of water, and they have to trust it. Part of the process of crossing over, they have to breathe that even though it's not regular water. They got to breathe it into their lungs. So it's
called Journey to Agartha.
Journey to Agartha. I think I seen that.
You should watch
Perfect
Blue.
The other name for it is Children Who Chase Lost Voices. The way that she's finding it too.
Journey to Agartha.
It's like a little hyperdimensional cat creature who becomes her pet. But she's up on this cliffside. This isn't really a spoiler because it's in the first few minutes of the movie. You see her. She's up on this hill, and she has a briefcase. It's like an old like Tesla object, or it's an old music box, but it's tuning into some like spirit realm frequency to some other dimensional music. I forget, but she's talking to the other side with it.
I think I've seen this a long time ago.
You should watch Perfect Blue, Theo. Like in that movie, there's like this girl that she got like an agent, and then they like what's it called? Her manager takes her out of this singing group she's in, and then puts her to be an actress. And then like the movie keeps going like and showing how she keeps getting lost in the acting and what's really going on because the movie is so tied into like what's going on in the real life.
Timelines? Like it's always a
Underwater River.
Like she keeps going over it. Is that
right?
Yeah,
she starts like thinking it's a dream, and she starts going like, "Is this even real?" Like,
are they in a karaoke place at one point? Is that right?
Vietnam.
I'm not sure. I know they're singing,
but I'll check that out.
What the hell?
It's called Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue. They say someone here said it's the scariest of all time. I think it's kind of a popular thing that people like that director, huh? People that are kind of like fractally, kind of.
Yeah, bro. I did find that shit scary because of like scary in a funny way. Like I was like, oh, I know that's scary.
Like
Underwater
River.
Some
controversial kind of shit almost.
Yes, exactly.
Underwater River.
And way put together. And it's also like if you were to put that out in the U.S. and shit, people would think too hard about the U.S. Actors and singers and shit.
And it'd be rated no rating. It'd be some sick shit.
Rated.
Is it,
that shit look crazy.
Is it Paprika? The people who make Paprika?
I'm not sure.
Because Paprika is
barely
pure DMT. Have you seen that, bro? Look up Paprika. Just look that up real quick.
That's some real SpongeBob shit. No. Hey, no, you know what's crazy? That's wild because a lot of the cartoons, movies, TV shows, they be saying all this shit.
Okay, true. I got a real trip report from when I was off Benadryl or some shit. I think I was coming off a Sip and Lean. I'll keep it to a shorter version. I want to do it live. I want to do like some trip reports on live pretty soon. Because I got some stored up and some weird obscure ones.
We should start a podcast.
Oh.
For real, bro. Me and Seven, we're gonna start one. But I was like, I'll do the short version of it. Was basically I was having this lucid dream. I had already broken through on lucid dreams before, so I was like, aware of how powerful. So every time it started to kick in, a really strong dream, I was like, fuck, here we go again. I'm going all the way in, god damn it. And I'm like, I'm breaking through. But I was in a rich person's house. It looks like this one movie. I can't remember what movie, but it's this big, like, almost like, it's a rich person, like, not the penthouse from Power. It's the bigger house, like an open penthouse kind of thing. But there's all fish tanks around it. And this rich dude has these fish in there, these exotic fish. And they're all this little school of fish. But then when I zoom into the school of fish, it goes into their DNA. And then I go back into the time when I was a fish person. And I was like, it was almost like I had dreadlocks or something. I was like but I was see-through, a wet creature, like a jellyfish. I could dry up on like, there was little, they were related to us, but they weren't quite humanoid yet. And we're on the back, I think, of a bigger creature or an island. But it was just a community. It was almost like this lifetime. Like friends, family, like I had the same amount of like, I had one brother, one sister. They were both younger, same as this life, similar parents. Everything was similar, but we were water people. And I remember seeing these objects. It was super Mandela effect, like when Mystery Ozo calls the trips Mandela, where you're on the porch of porches or the bathroom of bathrooms, like all the items that are super, super like nostalgic. And I'm down at around this house, and this house is familiar in itself, where you're like, wow, I know about all this. This is so. And then waking up, I'm like, that's not from this life for sure. But I remember going down to the ocean from the side of this island that we lived on, from the side of the house. And it was all these items from when I was a kid and all these experiences related to that. And waking up, it was not from this lifetime. Some of it could have been. And it could have been like everything related in a lot of ways. But so it's the trippiest shit.
So you was a mermaid?
I was like a I wasn't a maid. We didn't clean anything. I wasn't like that.
Murmur within a murmur the maid.
It was like a jellyfish person. We were like some type of water being. It was like a mermaid. Like when I came out of it, the word mermaid was almost floating around.
But how real did it feel?
No, it was real. Like, you know how this life, when you look at like just anything, like it was real life, just like this. It was a real dream. I think I lived through my whole lifetime in that bitch too. And at the end, I was like, it was fucking trippy. It was so real that I woke up like, fuck, bro. I woke up like dying. I think Planet of the Apes, Rise of Planet of the Apes, the DVD loading screen, which is like intense drums and music, tribal, like fucked up horror movie. And that was playing, and I was having like an out of body nightmare. I woke up like it was deadly real, perfectly real.
Wow. That shit is trippy, bro. You need to stop doing psychedelics now. I'm just like
that was before I even started doing them again. That was years ago. I was like, that barely. You know what it was? True, I did LSD out of nowhere because I was into like syrup or like other shit at the time. And I was like, because I was having a lot of nightmares and sleeping at night, so I was smoking a bunch of blunts and whatever. But I tried acid one time, and that did lead up to like 2 weeks after that was when I had the first out-of-body lucid dream experience.
Yeah.
So it might have been that triggered it.
That's fucking wild, bro. This wild too, the underwater river. That's crazy. The crazy dream experiences. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to say it, Theo. I didn't want to even say it. I didn't want to say it, bro.
We're just crazy here.
I said we just make movies and cartoons about the shit because we know the shit is real, but
rap music, bluegrass, like guitar, even if it's just instrumental guitar, like it's speaking to you in such ways that's hyperdimensional. And if it's like poetry and rap, you can say some hyperdimensional stuff that's undeniable. Humans would be like, oh, something just happened. But they'll be like, but science is key. Christianity is God.
I said we'll leave it at that. We can't leave it, Seven. We can't leave it.
No, I'm saying people when they say, "Oh, it's just like," I'll just.
But we ain't not people. We're saying you can't leave it. And you're saying those people said that? Tell them that you can't leave it.
We can't leave it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because the whole point is just keep.
You know what
that's
people
why,
be
that's
like
why the word
online? They
for
see like in those videos. They say that aged like milk. Be like, yeah, cheese is very expensive in Italy.
Oh yeah, or like exactly like how a diamond, but if it's a VVS, which is a very very slight like flaw in it, it's more expensive because it shines harder.
But then zirconium is like some serious, flawless, crackly rainbow stuff.
No, that's true. He said you can have psychedelic, what's the name, from just closing your eyes and focusing behind your eyelids without using psychedelics. Yeah, what's the name?
Yeah, bro.
It was somebody here used to always say that. Because they was experimenting.
No, I used to do that as a kid, bro. When I was like 7 years old, I remember being up in my room, and I remember I learned about hallucinations from like, because my parents were like hippies and punk rockers or something back in the day, so they're all. I heard about it from a movie or from my parents or something. So I had the concept of hallucination, and I was like 7 years old or even younger, and I was upstairs in my room, and I closed my eyes, the same way I see this rainbow stuff, like. This painting right here,
yeah,
is that type of translucent stuff.
Oh
in
yeah,
my mind's eye, it was like I would close my eyes as a kid, and I would look like I was on a roller coaster. It was going around. It would do a loop to loop, and there's all these big like a circle, a star, square, like all these basic shapes around. It was like a preschool trainer's guide to astral travel. But I was like, you know what I said at the time? I'm like, but that's not hallucination. Because it's not real. It's just it's not vivid. I'm like, that's not actually. I tried to edit it out. I'm like, that's not happening.
Yeah, because it wasn't here. So you try to take it out.
Those dreams now, it looks like when you're there, you're here.
And when you're here, you're there. Look, and when you're here, you're there.
Vice versa.
But imagine true if I was here and there and here as that age, and I went to my parents, I was like, I just seen Hydrocul on 7 with a 7-headed draft.
Like,
yeah. So when you there and you see here, you be tripping out on here, going, "What the fuck is that place?" I'm not gonna tell nobody about it, but I gotta go, y'all. I gotta put my kids to bed. I gotta put them in bed so they can get up early. But I'll be back early in the morning, though. I'll be back in the morning, like once I wake up, because once I take the kids to school, I ain't gotta work tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm gonna come in and do another live. I said we couldn't even get through the mushroom journeys. I said it's kind of cool though, because it was more interesting to just sit back and just chop it up.
And we got Brethren Chill in the building.
Yeah, Big Chill always. You feel me?
So we got lots of good practicalizations.
You know we love Canada. It's gonna be a new state of the United States.
Canada got some of the most genius people in the world coming out of there sometimes. Like comedians.
Like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Big Chill. Donald Trump said Canada would be a nice state in the United States. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about, but I'm just saying.
I know. How you
he said it, I didn't.
Back to the sixth god, Champagne Poppy, Drizzy. I didn't forget you. I mentioned
man,
you.
I'm gone. All right, Theo. Much love, Theo. Much love, Wild Man Ninja. Much love, Eric B. Much love, George. Thanks for being back, George. And thanks for always being around, Big Chill. You feel me? Respect. Peace out.
Appreciate y'all. Cheers. Salute.
Yeah, cheers. And thanks everybody out there, man. This was an interesting live. It was funny. And yeah, in the morning. So